Hello, folks. Today we're going to be building an audio visualizer. So let's get started. So I'm going to disable this guy. Let's make a new script. And then we're gonna just grab an audio. This one will be fun. Okay. Let's just give it a little name. So we're gonna first want to grab the so I'll just make a variable called music and we'll get script waiting for channel Okay, done. No. So we're going to let's make a table. Yeah. We're gonna need to store the blocks and the block heights. So we're gonna make a block heights table, just like that, and a local. Let's do parts, and then we're gonna make it create a folder that all the parts are gonna be in. So let's call this part folder. Put parts in there. Not part. It's gonna be folder. Sorry. And then we're gonna do part folder.parent is workspace, and then we're gonna do part folder.name is part folder. This might be better. And then we're gonna have to go through and we're gonna make it go around a circle, and we're gonna need to know how many segments we want. So we're gonna just do like, let's do res for resolution, and then we'll do, I think 24 is good. So then we're gonna loop for I equals 1 until res. We'll do local new part is equal to instance.new part. And then we're gonna end up putting this part into our part folder. And we're going to we're gonna be adding this part into our parts table. So we're going to do parts I is equal to this new part. And then we're going to also, let's see, we can anchor all the parts. So new part dot anchor is equal to true. And normally we do all this stuff before we set the parent. So we're not going to be setting color and position and everything in here yet. We're going to just set up the parts, and then we're going to have a little while loop down here. You can either use while or run service, render stepped, but we'll do while script dot parent. We'll do this, and then task dot wait. Don't start it without putting a wait in there. I think 01 might be fine. But so then we'll end up having like this script is going to end up inside the character. So we'll also make our character script.parent. So now we get reference to that. And we can also HRP is equal to car, wait for child, humanoid, root part. Okay, so now we got a position that we can use. So we're going to go ahead and loop through all of our parts. So for I is equal to 1 till res do, we'll go through our parts and then set C-frame. So this is going to be our position of our humanoid root part. So that should place all the parts to the center. Now what we want to do is offset it using sine and cosine. So we'll multiply it by another C-frame. And we'll do math.cosine. And then we're not going to be moving it on the y-axis. We're just going to be keeping it in the same place. So it's going to be the same height as our character. And then math.sine. So now we can have an angle and multiply it by our radius. So we'll just call our angle theta. And then this will be I divided by the res. And then multiply that by math.pi times 2 to make it into radians. Because this I divided by res will just give us 0 to 1. And then a full circle in radians is math pi to 2 times math pi, yeah. So then we'll just throw this theta as our angle. And then we can multiply it by our radius. So we'll set the radius up here in our settings. Let's do 16 for our radius. So we gotta multiply both cosine and sine by that. So now if we play, just gonna make sure, okay, so hopefully this won't break. Yeah, so now we've got all these parts around our character. Now you can see these aren't really lining up, so like to the center, not facing us. So what we got to do is also, we'll split this a little bit. So this is our initial position. This is our like offset, and then we're going to multiply it by a C-frame dot angles. So this will rotate it. Keep X and Z the same, and we're going to change Y to be like negative theta. And that should make the parts face us. Yeah. Sweet. So now we can just alter our size using the well, we're going to also have to fill up the block heights. So we could instantiate block heights within here, but yeah. So we'll table insert. We can like just go our block heights. We're going to insert at position 1. And then we're going to use our music and the playback loudness. Now playback loudness, it like the value is actually like 0 to 1000. So we're going to want to basically divide that by 1000 or multiply it by 001. So now this should be normalized from 0 to 1. And then we're going to have to loop through we'll do like block heights and then our part count, which is the resolution. And we're going to want to like, so we're starting at the end of our table and making sure that so we're inserting at the start of the table. We want the end to like just get cut off based on our resolution, like the number of parts we have. So we're going to table.remove our block heights and I. So now it should just fill, and then once it reaches the end, it'll get cut off and keep adding to the start. So now that our block height is going to be filled, we can use that. So we'll do parts I.size. Let's do vector3.new. Let's try 0.3. I can't remember if it was 0.3 or something else. And then we'll use playback loudness. So music, or we already did that. So our block heights, we're going to use this and I. And an issue is going to be that our table is not going to be filled yet when this loop starts. So we're going to want to wait until it's actually like available for us. So we're going to want to make sure if block height, our res, does not equal nil. So that would mean that our table's filled to how much we want. Then we can go ahead and do all this. Let's see what that looks like. And of course, we want to play the sound. So we'll do music, play. Okay, so now we just gotta multiply that by our height that we want. So we'll do a target height. Let's try 6. Multiply. We're getting there. Now it's all just how you want the visuals to look like. So we can just do inside of here. We can change the material. Material.neon. It's always good. And then we can do the color. Part. Okay, so we'll do I.color is equal to color3.from I like HSV. So we can either alter the hue, the saturation, or the value. I like doing the mine's probably good. We'll be altering the saturation, so then it'll just be going from like purple to white. So keep the brightness at 1, and then we'll keep the hue there. So we'll just be using our block heights. Why isn't that? I think it would give me autocomplete, but okay, so now that we've got this, that should be 0 to 1. So that should be fine. We're gonna probably do 1 minus. So it's gonna start at a full saturation, and then as the blocks get high, like taller, they're gonna be turning white. You can see they're getting a little brighter. Probably want to try this one, just so we get more volume. Yeah. So now we can, let's change our radius to like 8 or something. And then we can also change our let's make like a new radius. So we're going to use our radius plus, let's use our block heights, and then we can multiply this by like an extra radius that we want to add, like based on the loudness. So we can just do like 8 or something, so it was like 16, like as wide as it was before. So now we'll use this new radius instead of the old one. So now it should grow. Yep. And we can also alter these using the block heights. So let's try that. So now it should rotate too as it grows. Pretty cool. We can also do something like tick times 0.1 maybe, and then modulate that. So it keeps it at 1 even if it goes, like it'll cycle 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Now it's like changing colors over time. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. You can even like make a whole, let's make effects equals a table. And then we can make like, let's do rainbow is equal to a table. And then we'll do like func is equal to function. So now what we can do is drag all this stuff, put it into here. And then we can just go effects rainbow dot func and call that. So now it's just calling this thing. And later on, if you want, you can like just make a bunch of GUI that uses this table to generate like buttons. To be able to change the effect. So you can just copy this and make different effects. Like we can do banana. Let's do banana split. So now we just like change this. Now it should be calling this function to do this stuff. And before it was like generating the parts around in a circle. If we want it to like go halfway and then also go like the other half, so they're both going towards the same direction, that way we don't get like that hard edge of this sound because it's like different from the time before. Yeah. So what we could do is do like, I'm just going to call it imod. I used modulus before for this, but it was instead of going like this and like this, it was going like this and then like this. Like a full circle, but split in half. Because then you get the hard edges on both edges instead of just one. So it's even, but for this one, we're just going to go around here and then around this way. So we'll just do I, and then we'll do if I mod is greater than our part count, which is res, and then times 0.5. Then we're going to change imod to our res minus I plus 1. So as it gets to half of the resolution, it'll switch back to like the end of our array minus, like it's going backwards. So this and then, yeah. So let's change the color. Our hue is gonna now be, let's try 0.5, or would that be orange? Let's try 0.1. Yeah. Wait. No, that's still got the hard edge. What did I do? Oh, because I didn't. You gotta switch. Okay. So now our size, we want to use iMod. We want to use iMod for this stuff. And our radius, probably this guy too. Yeah. So now it's starting over here, going this way and going this way, so we don't get that hard edge. Pretty sweet. Hope you enjoyed. That was fun. Have a good day.